Hey, Kevin here, Mr. DIY Dork from DIYDork.com. Today I'm going to show you a really cool way to make naturally dyed eggs like my mom showed me when I was a little kid. So what we're going to do is take boring white eggs and turn them into really cool naturally dyed eggs. So check this out, I think you're going to like it. Alright, so to make your natural dye, of course you're going to need a pot big enough to boil about a dozen eggs or so with water in there. And then you're going to need your eggs. Now I recommend the white eggs because the dye is going to show up the best on them. And then you're going to need onions. Now I only have 2 here, but you're actually going to need quite a few, like a bag of them, or 2 bags if you want. And I have purple here and I have a yellow one, and I've tested both separately and there is a slight difference in color. But really, it's more about how many peelings you use and how long you boil it to get your color. So I'm actually just going to use both for a real deep, rich color. Now, you can dye your eggs as is and just get a cool color on them, or you can do patterns and designs. And I recommend using like plants. So I have some clovers here and some various leaves that are just, it's like the leaves that aren't too stiff. They kind of feel like fabric, so they're going to be nice and flexible and have a natural curve to them so that they hold on to the eggs. But to keep them in place, we're going to use nylon stockings that we're going to cut apart, and then we're going to hold them together with bread ties. So I'll show you how to prepare the onions to get the dye going, and then I'll show you how to make the eggs after that. All right, so to prepare the dye, we want to get all the peelings off the onions. And if you notice here, I'm not just using 1 or 2 onions, I'm actually using quite a few. I bought 2 different packs of onions. I have some purple onions and I have some yellow. I've noticed that they don't really make a huge difference, so I'm actually just gonna use them both. And then also, you can kind of see in this bag here, I actually went to the store, when I grabbed one of these, I dug in the bottom of the bin and I got even extra peeling, so this will be really dark. So all you gotta do, peel them off, crumble them up, put them in the water, and get it boiling, and then we'll move on to the eggs. All right, so now all my onion peelings are in the water and they're doing a nice rolling boil. Like I said, the more peelings you have in there and the longer it boils, the darker the color will get. So if you want a lighter color, you can use less peelings and maybe a little bit faster time. So while that is boiling and preparing, you can start doing the eggs. Now you can either just drop them in as is and just get a cool color everywhere, or you can do designs on them. And one of the really cool ways to do designs is with these little leaves. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to find out kind of which way the leaf curves, and that's what's going to go against the egg, but we need to be able to hold it in place. So that's what nylon stockings are for. So if I take these out of the tube, it will look, this one actually comes with 2 separate ones, okay? It's going to look like this, and it has the open end and the toe end. And I like to start with the toe end and just cut that off because we want it totally open. All right, then I just lay my egg down on it and just kind of eye it up, and I leave just a little overhang on one side, and then I cut the other side just a slightly bit bigger too. And that's what we need, okay? Then just bunch up one end and take a bread tie and just close it up. And you want to do it as close to the end as you can without the bread tie actually falling off. And you want to get it really tight so that it doesn't open back up. All right, and what you end up with is something like this. Okay, you can open it up and you can drop your egg in there. It kind of looks like a hat for your egg. Yo, yo, yo. All right, so like I said, open it up, drop your egg in there, long ways, and then kind of prepare your nylon a little bit. You want to stretch out a little bit so that's prepared. All right, and then all you got to do is put your leaves in there and whatever design or position you want. And once it's in the place you want, I recommend holding it with your fingers so that it doesn't move as you place all the others as well. And just get them all in there. All right, and then once your leaves are in the position that you want to kind of hold them in place with one hand and then pull the nylon tight and twist it shut so that nothing will move and it's all held in place. And then you can just tie that shut with the other bread tie. And then your egg is ready to go. And then all we have to do is drop all the eggs in the water at the same time and boil them until they're done, probably 10 to 15 minutes. And then when we take them out, they're going to be a really cool color. So I'll show you what they look like next. All right, so here are the eggs when they're finally done. This side over here that are really dark maroon colored are the ones that I just did because I used a ton of onion peelings. But the set I did a couple days ago, I only used peelings off about 5 or 6 onions, so it got a lot lighter looking. So you can get kind of variance in color if you want. And then of course, these eggs here were just dropped in as is, and they just went, just a solid dye. And then the ones that had the plants got the really cool pattern showing up on them, just a really cool natural look. So anyway, I hope you try this out. It's really easy to do, and it's something I remember as a kid. Even though we mostly used regular dyes all the time, I remember doing this the most. So if you like this, you can check out my other videos. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you've ever done anything like this, leave me a comment too. So thanks a lot for checking this out.